welcome to Motivation for Cultivation, a show devoted to helping viewers learn more about agricultural practices by professionals in the industry. I'm Morgan Lange, an agribusiness major here at Fort Hays State University, and joining me today is Mr. Logan Simon. So to begin, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Logan Simon. I'm an instructor of agronomy here at Fort Hays State University. I'm also a PhD student in agronomy at Kansas State University, so I work both here in Albertson Hall on the Fort Hays campus, but I also spend some of my time just across the street at the Kansas State University Agricultural Research Center here in Hays.
Yeah. So what courses do you teach in our agronomy program?
Yes, so I split the agronomy course load with our other faculty member, Dr. Irina McDonald. I primarily teach the course in agronomic crop science, which is our introductory course, but I also teach weed science, soil fertility and fertilizers, agronomic crop insects, and then another course called soil and water management, which is a resource conservation course.
Yeah. So how did you get involved into agriculture?
Yeah, so I grew up in it, really truly. So my family's always been engaged in agriculture, grew up on the farm, right there. Not a big one, not a big farm. Did grow up in Western Illinois. Mixed operations, so we had kind of your major grain crops, corn, soybeans, a little bit of wheat. But Dad was always more of a cattle guy himself, so that's where the emphasis always was. I went more on the agronomy side, and a lot of that was FFA, really truly. I was never an 4-H'er. I was never a 4-H'er. Dad didn't want to show cattle, and so in his mind, that's what 4-H was. But FFA, I got into FFA in my junior high in 8th grade, and I was in FFA for 5 years, all through my senior year. I was president of my FFA chapter my senior year. Got my American degree the year after.
That's awesome.
FFA really was a big driver for me.
Yeah. So what got you interested in being an agricultural professor?
Oh gosh. Well, that's kind of a tough question to answer because a lot of times I find we stumble into our career path sometimes. I've always enjoyed teaching. I've always enjoyed teaching. In high school, I was a tutor, mostly for math and science for the elementary school. And then, kind of being a tutor in my undergrad as well. As a graduate student at Kansas State, in my master's degree, I got the opportunity to be a teaching assistant for the soils class. And I primarily taught the lab section. So hands-on, kind of in the lab some of the time, out in the field some of the time. It was awesome. I really enjoyed it. It was so much fun. I'm really passionate about agriculture. For me, it's my life. And I, more than anything, would love everybody else to have as much excitement and passion for agriculture as I do. And so that kind of got me into education. And today, I'm fortunate enough to get to do this every day.
Yeah. So what can someone getting a degree in your program do with their degree?
Oh my goodness, so many different things. I hesitate to say that there's never been such an opportunity in the realm of agronomy and crop and soil science, because there's always been great opportunities there, but I guess it remains true today. A lot of our graduates, I'll speak especially for our Fort Hays graduates, a lot of ours will go on to be certified crop advisors. So they will, following their degree, they'll take a national exam and a state level exam to get certifications, working for area co-ops, possibly going into their own private businesses. They can start their own. Providing recommendations to growers and trying to build the best, most productive, highest quality, most profitable crops possible. I would say a lot of our graduates go that way. We also have a lot of graduates who will find their homes in their career path in university extension. In Kansas, that'd be through K-State. but then also NRCS hires a lot of our graduates as soil conservationists as well as rangeland specialists and so on. Less common, but still also available. The industry of plant breeding is a big one that I think a lot of people are kind of finding interest in as well, because as our management, the management that I teach in our courses hinges upon a variety or hybrid that has the highest yield potential for the environment we're growing it in. So we also see some students take that career path. So the opportunities really are endless for our agronomy majors.
Yeah. So what's your favorite experience in or part of the agriculture industry?
Oh, gosh. The agriculture industry is, in my experience, very collaborative. And I really enjoy how people will come together to bounce ideas off of one another, learning from each other's experience. Social media has, we'll say, a mixed reputation at times, but I think that has really been a cool thing for us. Our growers across states, across countries, come together on platforms like Twitter is really good for this, to share ideas, share experiences, and grow together. So I would say the collaborative atmosphere that we have in agriculture is really awesome.
Yeah. So what are the biggest challenges that your field faces?
Yes. So I thought about this one, and I want to I think we have to kind of narrow it down a little bit to think about some of our biggest ones, the biggest challenge. And I would say, especially for our folks in Kansas, our biggest challenge is going to be water management. For folks in western Kansas, that a big part of that would be management of our Ogallala Aquifer and declining well capacities, and what the future is going to look like for the agricultural industry in a very likely drier future than where we are right now. But even still, I mean, a lot of the work that I have done in the past has been in dryland management, and dryland cropping in the Great Plains is interesting, we'll say. Brings with it its own challenges, and I think that the biggest challenge that we have ahead of ourselves is thinking about, agriculture's use of water and how we share that resource with other industries as well.
Yeah. So what's the biggest opportunities in your field currently?
That's the thing. That's the thing. Our biggest challenges are also our biggest opportunities. So we have a lot of potential to enhance our water use efficiency in agricultural production. We have lots of opportunities to utilize that water in ways that are going to benefit ourselves today, benefit our communities in western Kansas and elsewhere, and ensure that agriculture is sustainable and people can continue to have this industry to work in on into the future. I think there's so much opportunity that exists there.
Yeah. So what do you think a hot topic question in your field is currently?
Ooh, a hot topic in the field. One of the hot topics that I think gets a lot of discussion right now surrounds soil health and regenerative agriculture. At this point, I think a lot of folks have developed opinions and perspectives on that. I think there's so much opportunity that exists in the realm of soil health and regenerative agriculture. What that means for individual producers, what that means for individual regions of the country, and how we can be creative to implement conservation practices to enhance our soil health, enhance the sustainability of our practices, of our communities, in a way that fits our environment. And I think especially for those of our folks here in western Kansas, we will be especially getting creative as we think about what we can do in a sometimes very unforgiving environment.
Yeah, definitely. So thank you so much for joining us here today, and thank you for watching. You can join us next time here on Tiger Media Network.